For McDonald with Coldwell Banker Realty here today. Today I want to talk to you about my most recent blog, Florida's Real Estate Surge, Decoding the Post-Pandemic Housing Boom. As you may have noticed, not only Florida, but a lot of the country is in this post-pandemic real estate boom. It's been cooling off over the last 6 to 8 months, primarily because of interest rates. But let's talk about this. So first, the housing market since the pandemic rose 49% in value. A huge increase in value nationwide, almost 50% nationwide. Florida has been one of the winners in this rise. $3.62 trillion residential real estate market as of December 2022. That is overtaking the state of New York. So Florida is now the #2 market for real estate as far as value of residential real estate in the country. Only California is ahead of Florida, and they're considerably ahead. They are $9.52 trillion in residential real estate value. But California also is a much more larger state, a lot more population. I think we're almost twice the population of the state of Florida, and geographically it is quite large as well. Well, like Florida, they have a lot of coastline, and as we know, coastal properties have a lot more value. So let's dig into this a little bit. So let's look at the cities in Florida that are performing best. Tampa up in value 88.9%. Miami 86.6%. A surprise on the list for this high, Jacksonville. You know, that's the city that nobody really expected to see that kind of performance, but Jacksonville is seeing 82.4% increase in value. And then the tourist-driven town of Orlando is 72.3%. Now, each of these locations have different reasons. Jacksonville, it is both a metropolitan town. It has a university, has the military, has an industrial base. Tampa, same thing. Miami's becoming this glowing star in the international community. Large high-rise buildings, lots of transportation-oriented development in Miami. And then Orlando, very tourist-driven, and a lot of people moving there, a young population. And so how have the interest rates affected this growth? You know, at the beginning of the pandemic, the Fed slashed rates several times, and rates got down to, there were people getting rates, especially on a 15-year note, but of close to 2%, just over 2%. But there were 30-year mortgages that were going out there between 2.5% and 3%. So the people tend to purchase a payment. They were able to get more house for less money because of the low interest rates. And hey, you know what? That's the American dream. You go out there and you work hard. You get a great house for a great value. Good for them. So, but as we're seeing the market cool off, and the #1 question I get from people is, what's going to happen with the market? Are we going to crash? Are we going to see a surge? The answer, I don't know. And I wish I could tell you. If I knew that answer, I probably would be someplace else right now, not here talking about this today. But with the rates going from right around 3% for a 30-year mortgage to 7% and above, what has that done to the real estate market? I've actually heard one commentator on this subject talk about the Fed inadvertently created a poison pill for the real estate market. It's possible. Inventory is down because people are not willing to trade their 3% mortgages for a 7% mortgage. Effectively, the cost to upgrade your home would be so much more because of the just because of the interest cost. So, well, I don't think we're going to see this even out for a little bit. I think that prices are going to remain fairly stable, at least here in the Florida market, until we start seeing a fluctuation in interest rates where people are more willing to sell just because they want to make a change versus having to or needing to make a change. So I guess that begs the question, did the Fed lower the rates too quickly in the beginning of the pandemic? You know, time will tell. I think it's possible. They've also been trying to curb inflation, steeply rising them. It hasn't seemed to have the complete effect they wanted to, with the exceptions, even on the real estate market. Prices are still increasing locally, not as fast as they were. We're not seeing double-digit increases every month, but we are seeing small incremental changes still going up, and I think it's being driven by the lack of inventory. So who are the winners and who are the losers in this real estate market? You know, it's certainly anybody looking to buy a home right now that's out there looking for an existing single-family home, condo, or townhouse. You know, their rates are up, their payment's going to be up, and they're going to get less house for more money than they would have 2 years ago. I would have to say the builders are a big winner. With 1,000 people a day still moving to the state of Florida, with the lack of inventory and the lack of people selling their existing homes, that's giving the builders an opportunity to come in and not only sell more product, but at a higher price. Because as people are moving into the state, or as families are growing, or people are moving from one location to another because of a job or just a change of circumstances in life, the builder is one of their best options to get a house, what they're looking for, when they're looking for it, and where they're looking for it. So where do we go from here? Where is the Florida real estate market going? I predict that, and don't hold me to this, but I predict that the Florida real estate market is going to continue to be stable for the time being on the residential side. I think that until we see something change with the interest rates, where people are able to make moves because they want to versus because they have to. There's where it's just, hey, I want to move to a new place, I want to get a better house, I want to get a smaller house, and they're able to not have to pay more for less. Then I think that's when we'll see a change in the real estate market. So, Troy McDonald, check out my blog at findyour-floridahome.com. Also check out my Facebook and YouTube channels. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you next time.